Hey guys, my name is Bando, this is Brexit Bando, and I wanted to try and make a more positive video on the heresy today, because I was recently sent a link to Grimdark Therapy episode 18, which is kind of the podcast that Macca, the Northern Exile, and some others do, which is not something I watch. I generally don't like watching long form podcast stuff. Like, I got far too much ADHD to sit there for an hour and a half listening to people talk, which is no offense to anyone. It's just me. I'm one of those Subway Surfer brain rot kind of doing 6 things at a time kind of person. But I got sent this, and at one point in the video they mentioned Macca mentions me, and wow, this is great. A YouTuber who I've watched for years knows who I am. Hell, I've spoken to Macca before. It's I am a member of his Discord. I'm always in there, but it's nice to be recognised, as it were. But he pointed out that I have put out videos quite regularly after 3.0 was released, and the majority of them are relatively negative, and how I don't get called out for being negative, which I do. I just make sure that I try to troll the comments a bit. But I was like, you know what, he's right. I have been relatively negative about 3.0, and while I do try to focus on positives when there is positives, it definitely has been a really negative season for the heresy. It's been very positive for my subscriber count and my view count, but definitely it hasn't felt great as a hobbyist. So I thought, hey, let's go and do something. Let's go and figure out a video. Let's do something positive. Let's look at the community, see what's going on, that I can go, hang on, no, the sky isn't falling, guys. Actually, there is this really nice ray of sunshine out there. So I hopped on over to my usual source of discomfort, which is the Warhammer community website. And the first thing I see is that in the space of one day, we've had 4 articles for the night for the Flesh Eater Courts. This is just a new army book being released, and it's got 5 articles. I've just noticed another one. There's 5 articles here for them, including a kit bashing article where they've gone to the community and just told them to kit bash a load of stuff, which again, I love all of this. Every single one of these is fantastic, and this zombie dragon model is amazing. But where is this for the game that is arguably the home of kit bashing? The one that is kind of designed for those people that actually really enjoy this style of hobby. Where was this article when Saturnine was dropping and they were like, here's all the crazy kit bashes that we've got for, people knocking together Arachne sentry guns onto Sikaran hulls, and here's someone making a close combat version of the Saturnine Dreadnought. Oh yeah, here's a bunch of World Eater Saturnine Terminators armed with chain axes and or salamanders with flamers and etc, etc, etc. There's none of it. There's none of it, and I tell you what, I know for a fact the community is more creative. That there is enough of us out there. I've seen them, and we've had one that was one guy converted that Saturnine Praetor to be a bit more nurgly. That was the only real decent one we saw. So I want to come out and be really, really positive. And okay, yeah, these kit bashes are really, really cool. Look at that. That's great. That's properly grimdark. It's not a zombie dragon. It's a ghost dragon. That's terrifying. I mean, back in the day, ghosts could only be hurt by magic weapons. I don't play Age of Sigmar, I don't know if it's the same thing. But literally, you could storm the biggest, nastiest unit of Empire Knights you had into a single ghost, and that ghost just goes, cool. So 2 of those guys die a turn, and you can't hit me back. And you go, what? It's oh, great. Wonderful. So the idea of a dragon that would be completely impenetrable to just untouchable to non-magic weapons is hilarious. And, it's quite well painted. Another zombie dragon for the Flesh Eater Courts. Playing up the zombie side of things. I love it. I really do. And I want this model. I do. I really like this zombie dragon. And this Aussie Ark Bone. I mean, actually, the idea of the Aussie Ark Bone Reapers being kind of red with the flesh still on there and the blood staining of the bones. That's great. That's terrifying. Could you imagine just the magic of just like sucking the skeleton out of someone's body, just pulling it out of their flesh, and it's standing up and just walking off to do whatever you've told it to? That's way better than like just a traditional necromancer picking up polished bones and arranging them and, you know, oiling them and cleaning them. No. I've literally just ripped the rib cage and the rest of the body out of this thing and gone, you, go get me a coffee. And it just sort of squishes off in the distance like a really juicy xylophone. Terrifying! Love it! Absolutely fantastic! This thing! What is this thing? This has got some 80s dark fantasy. Tim fucking what's his name? You know, like this is what's his name? The guy Guillermo del Toro. This is Labyrinth. This is Time Bandits. This is terrifying stop motion moving Ray Harryhausen kind of weird horror fantasy to it. I can see the clunky way this moves in like stop motion, and I love it. Where's this for the Heresy? The release, the 3rd edition, the major release for the game. This is what we should be seeing, and it's not here. I want to be positive. I've been positive. This is some great modelling, some great hobbying. And then I've just got, you know, we've got fluff stuff in here. We've got, you know, rules features. Where was this level of depth? Especially this kit bashing one. Why are we not getting this for a third part, like the 3rd tier game? They've put more effort into trying to do damage control for a leak that's not coming out till next year than they've done supporting a new game. I think it just shows they don't care. They don't care. See what happens when I try to be positive? This is all your fault, Macca. Anyway, guys, if you don't watch The Outer Circle, please go and subscribe to him and have watch of his videos, because he's a really good hobbyist as well, and he's very passionate, and he's actually not very negative if you look into it. He is just, you know, a realist and doesn't blindly, optimistically follow the line. I'm negative because at the moment there's nothing good to talk about, and it's making me miserable. I'm printing a plate of nothing but hands at the moment. I've lost it. I've gone completely crazy. I've literally got like 600 empty hands like printing behind me. Send help, please.